What is up, ladies and gentlemen and gamers alike? Geometry 5 with some Modern Warfare 2. Yes, Modern Warfare 2, and I am loving it, people. It is just so much better than Black Ops. I don't care what anybody says. It is a great game. It's just so much more beautiful than Black Ops. Black Ops is just so dull and unpleasantly to look at and whatnot. And I want a game that gives me some good aesthetics as well than good gameplay. And Modern Warfare 2 does that, beside all the bullcrap that's in it. But yeah, so what I wanted to talk about today is the most embarrassing story of my life, pretty much. And I couldn't really think of one, honestly. I don't really get embarrassed that often, but this one that I could think of happened in 5th grade. And what happened was, there's this thing at my school, in my school district, and I'm sure it's popular around the country as well. It's called D.A.R.E. And what D.A.R.E is, it's like drug, alcohol, resistance education or something like that. And it was a cool program. I mean, I was in a group in my grade. Pretty much half the grades did drugs later in life, as I know now. Oh, look at that turn on. Get dominated. Yes! And anyway, so yeah, D.A.R.E program, it doesn't really work out. Kids do drugs anyway, regardless of what they learn in 5th grade. But that's besides the point. What happened at 5th grade with D.A.R.E was we had this thing called D.A.R.E graduation. And once you go through the whole lessons and stuff about drugs and alcohol and what not to do, which you should probably listen to. Don't do drugs or alcohol or drink alcohol. It's bad stuff indeed. So after you go through that, you make like this skit. And with the skit, you have to, like, explain what you learned, why you learned it, why it's important, stuff like that. So we did that, and it was pretty good. But this other kid, like, got to perform on the stage because he was some drama kid. Who's a drama kid? Who's the drama kid? Hey! And, I don't even know what that song is. I'm not black, so... And I hope that wasn't offensive to any of them. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? So yeah, back to the story. After you do all the skit stuff, you have D.A.R.E graduation, and of course everybody goes through D.A.R.E graduation no matter what. So, D.A.R.E graduation took place in the gymnasium, blah, blah. And remember, I am this like 10 or 11-year-old kid, and I feel like I'm on top of the world. I played football that year, I played basketball that year, I was the bomb at each sport, and I was popular too. I was like just a really cool kid. Everybody liked me, or so I thought. And there was this one kid, a really, really clumsy kid, and we kind of bopped heads back and forth ever since I've known him, pretty much. We were good friends at one point, but then we just like started making fun of each other, and just we actually got in a fight one year in 5th grade, towards the end of 5th grade, I think. It was after this, but after this story. So yeah, that happened, and we'll get to that another time. But yeah, so there's this clumsy kid in my grade, and he like clumsy, you know. So I was like, "You're going to trip going up the stairs," because in my gymnasium it was actually an auditorium. I forget what it's called, gymnasitorium, something like that, where it's a gym and then there's a stage, whatever you want to call it. And when you get on the stage, there's like these really weird steps. You know, it's not the steps that are just like a perfect right angle. There's a little thing like coming out of the steps. I don't know who invented that little nub that pops out of the steps, but whoever did is a retard, because they created the most embarrassing story of my life. So as you can probably tell by now, I tripped, but that's like not the big thing to it. I not only tripped, but I also told this clumsy kid, "You're gonna trip. You're gonna trip going up those stairs. You know that, right? You are the clumsiest kid I know. You're gonna trip." So he didn't trip, because he was, his last name started with C, and he went before me. So he goes up the stairs, didn't trip, and I was snicking to myself like, "Huh, he didn't trip, haha." And I thought it was funny, because I really thought he would, but he didn't, so I laughed it off. And I was in line. In front of me was the girl I crushed on from 3rd grade to probably, probably 5th grade, end of 5th grade. And then she got really mad at me, so I stopped. And she was in front of me. And then behind me was this other girl I kind of crushed on for a while too. So I am stuck between two girls that my 11-year-old heart was in love with. and I trip right in between them. So that's just insult to injury, pretty much, or injury to insult. I don't know what you want to call it. And yeah, so that sucked by itself. The next thing that was horrible was that this gym and my elementary school was a pretty big elementary school. I'm talking like at that D.A.R.E graduation, probably a crowd of like 500 people, 500 plus people in the audience watching these kids get their D.A.R.E certificate. And so yeah, I tripped in front of 500 plus adults, not to mention the police officers there as well. Like, pretty much, it seemed like the whole entire police force was at my elementary school when I was graduating from the D.A.R.E program. So that was just horrible. And to make it even worse, when I received my envelope, every single officer was like, there's always one person that trips, don't worry. And I'm just like, great, now I'm that one person. Great, now I'm a loser. Great, now it's gonna be ruined for my life. So I was just like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, my life is ruined. And to top it all off, it was televised. It was on the local television news. Pretty much. Sucked. Sucked. So, after I tripped, received my envelope, got some comfort from those police officers, nice guys, and I think there was a girl. Sat down in shame, and that is that. Chummy G5, signing out. See you guys.